Okay, so where were you born?
Denver, Colorado.
Did you live here your whole life?
I did.
Alright. What was it like growing up here?
Oh, my parents were very outdoors people. So we camped, we fished, spent a lot of time in the mountains, and I loved it.
Alright. Do you have any, so you have siblings or?
I have 5 brothers, 6 boys, no girls. I'm the second oldest.
So your family, it must have been pretty crazy around there with all the guys.
It was chaos, and especially with boys. We were always getting into trouble, fighting, scrapes, broken bones. It was a lot of fun.
Describe a typical day at your house when you were a kid.
Oh man. Well, of course, start with breakfast, and with 6 of us, as I'm the second oldest, once there were 6 of us there, it would be really crazy. And one of the neatest things was, my parents had milk delivered to the house. Same Royal Crest, Royal Farm who does now. But they had this machine, or this refrigerator, and it came in 5-gallon boxes. And there was a rubber hose you'd put through to this heavy weight. And so all we had to do, when you put the hose through and snip it off, is lift this weight up, put your glass underneath, and we'd drink almost 10 gallons a week. And probably more than we would have, much more than we would have, if we would have just had to go get a jug out, because it was so cool to just lift it and right there at the faucet, there's spigot. So mornings would be really crazy. Mom baked bread once a week for the whole week, for all of our bread. And she always makes cinnamon rolls, and we eat the heck out of the bread. Coming after school, it would be chaotic, hectic. Dinner time, we had a big round table, and they had a Lazy Susan in the middle of it. And because all 8 of us, my parents and the 6 boys, would sit around it, and the Lazy Susan's how we'd pass things around.
So what were your aspirations and dreams when you were a kid? Like, did you want to be a firefighter, or I know that's what lots of kids want to do today, and so.
You know, I always wanted to fly.
Really?
Yeah.
Be a pilot?
Yep, from a very young age, read books about the Wright brothers, quite a bit about them, and about some World War I, World War II pilots, and flying novels, fiction, a lot of it, and a lot of non-fiction, and just always thought it'd be fun. I've never done it yet. It's still on the bucket list.
How did that change as you became a teenager and a young adult?
Girls. Probably girls. Just get sidetracked and distracted, and then got married at 20 years old, and that kind of put some things on hold.
Mm-hmm. So what does the American dream mean to you? Like, I know you mentioned how you got married at a young age. Was that part of your dream?
It was. Growing up in such a large family, and we didn't have any aunts or uncles or cousins. They all lived in Illinois and Florida. And my mom was a single child, so no aunts, uncles, cousins there. And never knew them growing up. And so always wanted, and my folks got divorced when I was about 12. So always wanted to have a family of my own, and love family, because we didn't have it. I just had brothers growing up, and so having my own family was, we were married 5 years when Brooke was born, and it was the highlight of my life, having the kids, and having my own family. So that's a big part of it, is having, starting my own family, and kind of a fresh start.
What do you think about the stereotypical American dream? Like, the idea that you can come to this country and build your way up from the ground.
It's the only place in this world that you can do it. And we kind of did when we first got married for 5 years. We didn't make much money, but we sure had fun living. And we'd camp, and we did a lot of, we would do river trips, anywhere from 1 to 5 days, with groups of friends. And just before Brooke was born, we'd been married about 5 years, and I was just painting, doing maintenance on apartment building and a little bit of painting, and we had an opportunity to bid a project of 93 homes in Aurora. I had no idea how to do it. And all I was doing was painting apartments. And ended up bidding it, and they called me on a Friday and wanted me, well, I'll go back. Before I bid it, I was pretty afraid. I was like, and Lynn and I talked a lot about it, that I don't know what, if we should do this, don't know anything about it, it's big. And Lynn made a comment that if we don't do it now, we never will. And so we did it, got that, and it was the start of 35-year business.
Wow. So do you think that you yourself have achieved the American dream?
I think that I've made the best opportunities because it's out there you have to work at it. Mm-hmm. There's a price to pay. You have to know what you want to go after, and I didn't know I wanted to be a painting contractor. But my father worked for himself all of our lives, and I knew that I wanted to work for myself, whatever it would be doing. I didn't want to. And working for yourself, you never work a day in your life. I love doing it. I love people, and doing it for me.
That's good. So would you say that the dream is more personal to each separate person, an individual, or is it more of like an overlying thing that all Americans can relate to?
I think it's an opportunity, and it evolves and changes as you progress in it. Many people have an idea of what they want to do at a young age and pursue that dream, and the opportunity that we have here, and we call it the American dream, I think, but it's the fact that we can pursue either our dreams or what we can conceive. And there's a lot of blocks there, but because of the structure of this country, and there's many rewards, and it encourages that free thinking, independence, and I think it really is something that evolves over time. It's not, for me it wasn't something that, okay, here's my life path.